Hi everyone, my name is Ekansh, and today I want to start with a little story. When I was 6 years old, my parents told me they were going to visit someone at the hospital. A close friend. He wasn't in my school, but I played with him almost every day, and I really liked him. For a few weeks before this, he hadn't been coming to the park almost at all. I'd ask if he could come, and every time the answer from my mom was not today. At first, I just felt annoyed. I didn't understand why he couldn't come, and I missed him. Eventually, my parents explained to me that he was suffering from leukemia. I was 6 at the time, so I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the implications of it. I just knew that it was serious, and whatever it was, it had taken my friend away from the park and put him in a hospital bed. And that stuck with me. I didn't know what to do with it then, but I carried the feeling of confusion, helplessness, and of missing him. Eventually, when I was old enough, I understood that my friend had blood cancer. And as I grew older, I began to think of that time more and more. And I thought about how difficult it must have been for him. The pain, the treatment, and the hospital stays. I hated the thought of it, but that made me want to help more and more. Help others who were going through similar things. I knew at the time I couldn't do anything about the pain or the hospital stays for weeks on end. But then it struck me. One of the side effects of the main treatment, chemotherapy, is losing your hair. And because hair is such a personal part of our identity, it's often something that we take for granted until it's gone. And for someone who's going through something as hard and as difficult as cancer, losing their hair can feel like losing just another part of themselves. And that's when the quiet idea first sparked in my head. If I have hair and someone else loses theirs, maybe I can give mine to them. At the time, I didn't even know if it was possible. I had no idea that hair donation was a thing, but the thought stayed with me. And then COVID happened. We all remember the time, lockdowns, online school, online work, staying at home. It felt like forever. But one thing which may not sound or seem as important is that I couldn't get a haircut. My hair just kept growing and growing because barbershops were closed. At first, it was annoying and it was a pain to deal with and to manage. But then I remembered the idea from a few years back. Maybe I could grow it out and donate it. It wasn't a decision I made out of nowhere, and the memory had been sitting with me for years. COVID just gave me an opportunity to pursue it. So I stopped waiting for COVID to end and things could go back to normal. And I started growing my hair on purpose with a purpose. It took over 2 years, and it wasn't as easy as you would think. Not because of the physical process of growing my hair, but because of the way that some people reacted. I got a lot of comments, and I've gotten mistaken for a girl more times than I can count. Some people have stared, others make jokes, and people wondering just ask why I didn't cut it off already. But my family supported me, my friends understood and encouraged me, and that made the difference. Knowing that the people close to me had my back gave me the courage and strength to move forward. And eventually, when my hair was long enough, I cut it and donated it to the Friends of Cancer Patients. That moment meant a lot to me. It wasn't just about hair. It was about doing something that felt right. Something that had been in my heart since I was 6 years of age. Since then, I've donated again, and as you can see, I'm ready to donate for the third time. And each time I do it, I think of my friend. And I think of how I felt when he wasn't there at the park. I think of how something as small as a wig could make a person feel just a little bit more like themselves in possibly the worst time of their lives. And that's why I keep doing it. Going through this has taught me a few different things. First, you don't need a big reason to care. You don't have to be personally affected by something to want to make a difference and to want to help. That feeling that I had when I was little, it's called compassion and empathy. And it stayed with me and turned into something that mattered. Second, Being kind doesn't mean you have to follow what other people think and what other people expect. And even though I did face a little bit of teasing and a few comments, I also found support, more than I expected. So thank you to everyone who stood by me. It meant more than you know. And lastly, I learned that waiting for other people to step up and other people to do things almost never works. Sometimes you're the person who needs to step up. Even small things like growing your hair can mean everything to someone else. So today, I'm not here to tell you to grow out your hair or do what I did. I just want to say, listen to the voice in your head. Listen to the voice that's telling you to do something, because that's where it starts. If you care about something, anything at all, don't wait for someone to fix it. You don't need to change the world in one night. It just needs to start with one small act. And know this, you'll find people who support you as well in this amazing community that we have here. Sometimes it starts with a virus shutting everything down. Sometimes it starts with a friend. Sometimes it starts with hair. But always, it starts with you. And for those of you who are wondering about my friend, whenever I see him, I don't think about hospitals or sickness. I just see him. The same friend that I laughed with, played with, and missed so much when he wasn't there. We don't talk about the things which happened back then, and because we don't have to. What matters is that he's here, he's living, smiling, laughing, and being himself. And every time I see that, I'm reminded. It's not about fixing everything. It's about standing by someone, even in the small ways. It's about choosing kindness, even when no one cares or no one's watching. That's the kind of difference that we can make, starting right where we are with whatever we have. Thank you.